Here we go. Let's break this down, part two. I know I gave you the overall kind of skinny on things about why solar is not a scam. It's not if you know what you're talking about. So I'm going to answer some other questions too. So what I did was I grabbed my bill. Whoop-de-whoop. Shows me what I use for electricity in kilowatt hours. Actually, mine gives you 13 months, but you only need 12. Give you a good average for a year. I broke that down, added all those up and took a sum, and I do about 905 kilowatt hours. I made a little mistake here because we won't talk about that. Anyway, so then there's about 30 days in a month, so I divided that by 30, and it gave me this number, 7.5 kW. So that's the minimum size of panels, PV system, however you want to call it, should be. From there, I want to think about 365 days of the year because the sun is not always directly overhead or in its apex. So you have to think about when it's lower in shading and things of that nature. So I used 120%, which is an industry standard, 9.05 kW. I would round up to about 10 kilowatts just to be on the safe side. But I even went further. What I did was I thought about what if I wanted a home battery. So I used the 200% rule because now you're not only supplying energy to your home, you're supplying energy to a battery that will come on in case of emergency or some other reasons that we'll get into later. This is very simple. If you would like a copy of this, I will make it available to you somehow, some way. I got a website and some other stuff, but it's an easy calculator. I can even change the numbers. Now, I want to talk about this 4 hours, or that 4 hours per day depends on where you are in the country. The further you are south, the larger that number will be. The farther you are north, the smaller that number will be. I'm in the Midwest, so we get about, or near the Great Lakes, so we get about 4 hours of peak sunlight per day on average. I know in the summer it's longer, in the winter it's, but you want to use the average, and that gives us my numbers. So add your numbers up, get the average. Divide by 30, which is the days in the month. Once you do that, divide by the number of days, peak days of sun, which will give you your base minimum size system for your PV. Once you have that, then you can actually contract someone, get financing, and do it yourself.